Imagine a gangster, crime lord, or drug lord and you'll probably think of bloodshed, guns, fast money, and a luxurious lifestyle. Gangsters are known to make a lot of money, even though the ways that they do so lack legitimacy. From drug trafficking to different forms of financial scams, crime is extremely lucrative. So gear up, here are the top 10 most richest gangsters of all time. Before we start, please subscribe the channel by clicking the red subscribe button below. This will encourage us to make more exciting videos for you. So sit back and enjoy the video. Number 10. Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas had a unique business model. He would procure heroin directly from Opium King Kung SA in Vietnam, hide it in coffins and then fly it from Vietnam to the United States. He was supposedly making $1 million a day at the peak of his business and had an estimated $52 million stashed away in the Cayman Islands. Number 9. Al Capone. Al Capone, the American gangster who ran the Chicago Mafia, made most of his money during Prohibition. By 1929, Capone's income from the various aspects of his business included $60 million from illegal alcohol, $25 million from gambling establishments, $10 million from vice, and another $10 million from various other rackets. It is claimed that Capone was employing over 600 gangsters to protect his business from rival gangs. Based on inflation, his empire would be worth about $1.3 billion today. Number 8. Griselda Blanco. Griselda Blanco, also known as the Black Widow, was a drug lord for Pablo Escobar's Medellin cartel. Reports claim that she was worth $2 billion at her peak. She was best known for her ruthless contract killings. Ironically, she was shot by a contract killer in Medellin. Number 7. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman Lara. El Chapo is one of Mexico's most infamous drug lords. He is the head of the Sinaloa cartel, which smuggles in billions of dollars from Colombia through Mexico and into the United States. Guzman became rich enough to make Forbes' list of 1,000 wealthiest people in the world, as well as their top 60 most powerful people in the world, with a net worth of over $5 billion. Guzman was jailed in 1993 but escaped from prison in 2001 and is currently number 1 of the FBI's most wanted list with $5 million award for his capture. Number 6. Semin Gilovich. As an economics graduate, Semin Gilovich has a diversified portfolio. His financial crimes include wire fraud, drug trafficking, mail fraud, prostitution, money laundering, contract killings, weapons trafficking, and securities fraud. He is considered to be the boss of all the bosses of all of the Russian mafias. His criminal empire is thought to be vast and far-reaching, and he is considered to be one of the most dangerous men in the world. His net worth is estimated to be $10 billion. Number 5. Dawood Ibrahim. Dawood Ibrahim allegedly orchestrated the Mumbai bomb blasts in 1993. Starting off as a small-time hustler, he has now become a global player in the terror network. He is said to have close ties with militant groups like Al-Qaeda. He is also said to be worth about $6.7 billion. Number 4. Jos Figueroa Agosto. Puerto Rican drug lord Jos Figueroa Agosto is said to have amassed millions from his drug racketeering. He rolls in the ranks of his criminal organization after killing a driver who allegedly stole a shipment of cocaine. After being caught and convicted for the murder, he was sentenced to more than 200 years in prison. However, he walked out of prison with a forged order of release. His organization was controlling 90% of the drug traffic from the Dominican Republic to Puerto Rico during its peak. CelebrityNetWorth.com estimates he was worth $100 million. He is currently serving a prison sentence of 30 years. Number 3. Amado Carrillo Fuentes. Fuentes is considered to be the second richest drug-related criminal, after Escobar. He was head of the Jerez cartel of Mexico and became so after killing his boss. His nickname was El Señor de los Cielos, the Lord of the Skies, due to his large collection of aircraft, which included 22 Boeing 727 jets that he used to transport cocaine. He was estimated to be worth around $25 billion. He was found dead after a long plastic surgery to change his visage. The surgeons were also found dead inside steel canisters that were buried in concrete. Number 2. Joseph Kennedy. Joseph Kennedy is the patriarch of one of America's most powerful and prestigious families. One of his sons became president, another district attorney and presidential candidate, and another a senator. At his peak, Kennedy was one of the richest men in America, but as the saying goes, behind every great fortune, there is a great crime. Kennedy was already in the liquor business before Prohibition, but according to several books and gangsters, became a bootlegger with ties to the New York and Chicago underworlds after liquor was made illegal. After Prohibition was ended, Kennedy made a fortune off selling legitimate liquor as well as through Hollywood and the stock market. Kennedy was named one of the 20 richest people in America in 1954 by Fortune magazine and had a net worth of more than $300 million, which would be in the high billions today. It has been reported that Kennedy contacted mobster Frank Costello, who was known to brag that he was a bootlegger with Kennedy, to use another mobster, Chicago's Sam Giancana, to help his son John get elected through his ties to Chicago and the unions. Number 1. Pablo Escobar. The one that tops our list is none other than the great Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar controlled the majority of the cocaine in Colombia and built his wealth by flooding the U.S. market with the drug. Forbes named Escobar one of the richest men in the world 7 years in a row. By 1987, Escobar controlled an estimated 40% of the Medellin drug cartel's business. In 1989, based on public records, Forbes valued his net worth at $3 billion. Clearly, this was a very conservative estimate, considering he offered to pay off the national debt of Colombia, which stood at $10 billion at the time. According to CelebrityNetWorth.com, his net worth was $30 billion, all profits from his cocaine business. That was all. We hope that you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching, take care and goodbye.